people are very ignorant. People in Australia, in this country, are very ignorant about what's going on in Syria. That's understandable. That's not a crime in itself. But what is not acceptable is the unethical use of this ignorance. All of those people, from Hillary Clinton through the media, through all sorts of silly people in this country, those people saying Assad must go, they have no ethical basis to make that sort of claim. They haven't understood that it's the foundation of the post-colonial era. It's the foundation of human rights, that a people have the right to self-determination, and the Syrian government is only for the Syrian people and no one else. We see the result across the border in Iraq. What a tragedy in Iraq. What a great tragedy in Iraq. But we can't allow that to happen in your country. So I'm here just to say, as a non-Syrian Australian, at least some of us here are in solidarity with you today. Thank you for coming along.
This is Hereward Fenton reporting for Truth News Australia. I'm down here in the city. It's the 5th of August 2012, and there is a large protest here in support of President Bashar al-Assad against Western intervention, against the media manipulation. This has been brewing. There's already been one previous protest that occurred a couple of months ago, I believe. This one is quite large. I'd say there's probably at least 3,000 to 4,000 people marching today. There's already been one speaker, I believe his name was Tim Anderson, who, as I understand it, was actually convicted of the 1976 Hilton bombing, but then was later exonerated. And later on, during the march, Truth News affiliate John Bursell will actually be addressing the protest. John, of course, is a great supporter of peace and goodwill between nations. Of course, he's been a great supporter of the 9/11 Truth movement, and it's very impressive to see John actually being represented here at this protest. So we'll be continuing the coverage of this as the protest moves through the city. Georges, what do you think about all this today?
I think it's a very good outing for these people. They're certainly making their point felt. There's a lot of people here, as you mentioned, Hereward, some 3,000 to 4,000 people. They're spreading across the road. They're trying to keep their people on the left-hand side. It's a very good demonstration, some very good speakers, very forceful in what they're saying, not only in Arabic but also in English. They're just approaching us now, so I don't know if we're being drowned out with the sound, but it looks like a very good support. A lot of people present, very good, strong speakers. Overall, a very good demonstration.
Thanks a lot. Okay, I'm here with Najia at the Syrian protest here outside the Department of Foreign Affairs. Najia, what would you like to say today?
I would just like to say one thing to the Australian government. The Syrian president, 75% of the people elected him, and only the Syrian people can impeach him. I just want to say another thing, that Barack Obama, Erdogan, back off, hands off Syria. We just need to raise our voice, and we're sticking with the president.
Now, what
75% of the people elected him.
What I can see from the gathering here today is Bashar al-Assad seems like a very popular leader.
He is a very popular leader. He's a doctor. He studied in England. He doesn't kill his people. We've got militants in Syria. They're terrorists. They're not Free Syrian Army. They're killing people. I've got my family back home. They're kidnapping people. They're killing people. After they kill them, they amputate their body parts and they send them home to their parents without heads, without arms. Now we're going to put a stop to it. We want him to stay in power. That's my message.
I'm Tony Backhouse. I joined the Greens in 2005, and one of the reasons I joined the Greens was because of their stance on the Iraq War and their policy of peace and non-violence, which is a platform of the New South Wales Greens Constitution. I've just left the Greens on Thursday night at 3 minutes to midnight because of their stance on supporting UN-NATO intervention into Syria, which I see as akin to starting World War III. So I find that totally hypocritical, and that's why I've left.
So Wayne, was this a recent
Tony.
announcement? Sorry, Tony. Was this a recent announcement of the Greens? Because I actually wasn't even aware of it myself.
I notified my local group on 3 minutes to midnight on Thursday night because this rally was coming up, and not just because of that, but because of what was happening in Aleppo.
Is this a federal policy of the Greens now? Just an official,
this is the thing,
official Green policy?
Foreign policy to support UN intervention has been it seems to have been a position taken by Bob Brown initially, and now by Christine Milne and Adam Band, it is basically they're falling into line with the European Greens position, from my understanding, and that the same went with Libya. And I nearly resigned when Gaddafi's family's house got bombed, and that killed Gaddafi's granddaughter and a number of other family members. And this week I saw that Leon Panetta has actually threatened Assad's family, and I thought, this is just ridiculous. I can't support this. I mean, my party is supporting any military intervention basically in Syria against their own constitution.